Obviously, it's an exciting week. These are the kind of weeks that really get everyone excited about being in college sports, and it's great for our state, and it's a great way to celebrate what these two universities are about, and it's an honor that the women's basketball game has become a small part of the rivalry, with wrestling and football and men's basketball Friday night, and we're looking forward to our turn. Iowa has a great team. I think it's one of the better teams that Iowa's had in my time here, and certainly presents an amazing challenge for our kids. But we're excited about the opportunity and looking forward to hopefully playing really well on Thursday night. I think right off the bat, they're scoring at an amazing rate. I think the last 3 games, they've averaged like 97 points. They have 5 people in double figures. They're shooting it at a very high rate. You look at all the offensive numbers are very good. Their assist to turnover ratio is good. They have a lot of people that they can put on the court that can score a big number, and that's rare. That's really rare in our game, where they probably have 5 or 6 kids on a given night could put up 20 points, and they run a lot of good stuff. They spread the court. They kind of look like us, and they're a 4-guard, 1 post player kind of team. But the numbers that they're putting up are really, really good, and that's some games you got to defend really, really well, and some games there's parts of them you got to score too. We can't go 2-3 minutes without scoring, because I don't know that we can slow them down that much. But we're gonna have to figure out something to slow them down. But we're gonna have to be more efficient and shoot the ball better maybe than we have recently. I like where our team is. Obviously, if Maddie's not playing and Bryn's not playing, I don't like where our team is. But I think overall, we're doing the things to give ourselves a chance to win. And I hate to keep coming back to the same stuff, but coaches have certain things. And for us, it's take care of the ball, and we haven't turned the ball over much. Survive rebounding-wise, we've done that. Be really good at the free throw line compared to our opponents, we've done that. And we've defended decently and tried to stay out of foul trouble. So all those things we've done well and given ourselves a chance to win, but certainly without the depth of Maddie and if Bryn can't play, that changes some things. But overall, I have no qualms with the effort of our team. I thought the first half yesterday was the only time that I questioned our motivation, our effort, our commitment, our whatever. We were not very good yesterday, and that I'm not trying to take away from Fullerton. It just because they had a lot to do with that, but we just were not what we should be. And but other than that, I have no complaints, and there's a lot of things we need to get better. But this is our last game before Christmas, so it's hard to believe. But 3 more games, we're playing Big 12 basketball. So I think we've all kind of, when this game comes, what's coming next, and that means the Big 12's coming. So this is a great way to see where we are. I don't think it's very little to do with me. It has to do with, I think, the commitment the university's made, number one, from the presidents that I've dealt with Dr. Jiske and Dr. Joffrey and now Dr. Leith and Jamie Pollard and Callie Sanders, and they made a decision, luckily, that women's basketball needs to be relevant, and they've done some things for us, budget-wise, travel-wise, contractually, and we've attracted the right kind of kids that fit the culture of Iowa State University. We talk about the Iowa State way of doing things, and I'm not saying it's whatever. It's the way we want to do it. We feel we need to do it. And the other thing that we've done really hard is we have worked as hard as we can to build a fan base. And, I have the box score. I don't save a lot of things. I have some pictures of my kids, our kids, and I have some USA basketball. I'm not a big hoarder, but I do have the box score of the first game I coached here in my office as a friendly reminder of how hard we've had to work to get it to this point. And it's nice that people view women's basketball at Iowa State as something that's positive for the university, something that can bring something to the table at such a special place. So, when you're somewhere this long, you kind of survive and you just want to be a part of it. And certainly we've been lucky to have a lot of really good players. I've had great stability in my staff. So there's a lot of reasons, but most of it starts with the people up above that have looked at it and said, they made hard decisions to say, we are going to do things that we did not have to do for women's basketball, and because of it, we flourished. We have an All-American on our team, and there's not many teams in this country you can say they have. A lot of people say they have an All-American because they're promoting them. We have one. That's not for debate. Now it's just a matter of, how high and, what the ceiling is for her. So, when you have someone you can throw out there and get 33 points and literally carry your team, then you can do some good things. I don't think it's going to bother them, and that might be naive on my part. Shauna just, she just has that way about her. I think it'd be a little harder for Jada because she's from our state. She's one of those. Sometimes the Iowa kids have the hardest time. You'd think they'd be the most excited, but sometimes they're almost too excited because they know the other team, or they might have been recruited by both schools, whatever. I don't think if they don't play well, I don't think it's going to be because the stage is too big. I think it'll be because it's just one of those things happen. But I really would be surprised if their demeanor is one of. I actually think this game is a game Jada needs. We got to get her going a little bit more on a consistent basis, and maybe the brighter the lights, the bigger the game, maybe that'll be good for her. And at least that's what we're hoping we I haven't seen them yet today, so they really haven't mentioned it. I think what they'll mention is we didn't play very well, obviously. It's tough to start 2 touchdowns behind. It's 14-0. It's like, they returned the opening kickoff, we fumbled it, and they ran it in the end zone. And it's 14-0, and we competed, and Pop didn't play, and it was we were just not very good. And to me, if you play any game, especially a game like this, and you lose and you don't take it hard, you do not deserve to wear an Iowa State uniform. You don't. You should take these things hard. That's why we do what we do. I'm not saying it ruins your life or ruins whatever, but if you're not completely invested in something, I don't care what it is, a story you write or a piece that you do, and you aren't completely invested in it, and it doesn't come across, then you probably didn't put what you needed to into it. And that's what I'm telling our players every day. And it'll be, it's not really hard to get them ready to practice and play for Thursday. They understand it, and just by the sense of today is the one day. Today, and if we're lucky enough to get in the NCAA tournament, are the 2 days everybody shows up for women's basketball. So you're not all here to see me. You're here because we're playing Iowa, and that's good. So our players understand that too. So hopefully we'll play that way, and it'll be fun, and we'll get to talk about a great effort, not one that we disappointed our fan base. Well, it's grown a little bit because we were so bad my first year, we didn't even play Iowa. I mean, when I first got to Iowa State, when they weren't on the schedule, and I looked at the schedule and go, how the hell are we not playing Iowa? And someone said, well, you're not very good, and we don't want to play you. So at least we're good enough to play them. And I think it's evolved in a sense of the people are interested. Both teams are historically pretty good. The fans are interested in the game. I think because of the way the schedule falls now, it's part of an overall time frame where everybody's talking about it. We play Thursday, the guys play Friday. But it's been good. There's been some really good games. There's been some not so good games on both sides. But and I think this year it's a little more unique too because both teams are hosting the NCAA tournament. So there's a lot at stake for both of us in that regard. So I hope both schools feel that it's a rivalry that's like I said earlier, fit into the other sports, and it's what makes our state unique. When you don't have major league sports, and NFL and Major League Baseball, the Iowa State-Iowa game becomes really, really big for everyone, and we're honored to be a part of it. And it's exciting. It's an exciting week for our kids. And I told them the last thing I said was finals are next week, but you got a big final starting on Thursday night. So we're going to see how we do Thursday night.